The 2023 housing market predictions are out from Redfin.com and Realtor.com. Do you want to know what they said? Well, I did, so I read them and I'm going to summarize the key takeaways for you. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Thriving in the San Francisco East Bay channel. I'm Rich Fleming, your local realtor, and I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about living, working, playing, sleeping, eating in the San Francisco East Bay. I get people who reach out to me with questions about what it's like to live here, how to transition here, what they need to know before they get here, and I absolutely love it. That's why I do these videos. I have moved places and not known anybody or anything. So if you got questions, you know what to do. Drop me a text, give me a call, send me an email, because when it comes to helping you transition to the San Francisco East Bay, I got your back. Now in today's video, I'm going to summarize the key takeaways for the 2023 housing market predictions from Realtor.com and Redfin.com. And I'll be honest, I also read the predictions for Zillow.com. I didn't find them that helpful, so I'm not including them in this video. So let's just jump into it. And as I go through these predictions, keep in mind that the predictions that they're making are on a nationwide scale. So some of these may not apply as well to the Bay Area. I will give you my feedback on that as we go through these. Prediction number one relates to the number of homes that will be sold in 2023. Now both Redfin.com and Realtor.com anticipate the number of homes sold nationwide will be somewhere between 4 million and 4.5 million. Now, for comparison, in 2020, the year the pandemic started, when things were closed down for basically 2 months, there were still about 6.3 million homes sold in the United States. So this is going to be a definite slowdown in the home buying market. Now, in the Bay Area, you probably will see a slowdown, but it will depend on what part of the Bay Area you're in. As a general rule of thumb, the further away you are from San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland, the softer the real estate market becomes when interest rates or any other market shock hits. But if you're looking for a home in the most desired areas such as Palo Alto, San Francisco, most of Marin County, Pleasanton, you're still going to see a fair number of homes sold and you're going to see a fair number of competition. The second prediction, mortgage rates. And mortgage rates are an obvious driver of what's going on in the housing market. And as many people know, the mortgage interest rates have changed, have increased dramatically since the beginning of 2022. Now, at that time, mortgage interest rates on a 30-year fixed mortgage were averaging under 3%. And filming this now at the beginning of 2023, mortgage rates are hovering at about 7%. And keep in mind, for every 1% increase in mortgage interest rates, people's purchasing power drops by 11%. So a 4% increase means that people's purchasing power on the whole has dropped maybe around 45% or so. Now, Realtor.com is more pessimistic about mortgage interest rates than Redfin is. In their predictions, Realtor.com thinks mortgage rates this year, 2023, will average 7.4%, but start coming down towards the end of the year and finish the year at about 7%. Redfin, on the other hand, thinks mortgage rates next year will average about 6.5%, but by the end of the year come down to 6 or maybe even 5.5%, so somewhere in that range. Now, I'm not a PhD in economics and I'm not a Fed watcher, but I tend to agree a little bit more with Redfin than I do with Realtor.com on this one. And the primary reason why is if the inflation numbers really slow down and become more manageable by the middle of the year and interest rate increases from the Fed stop, I believe you're going to start to see mortgage rates come down pretty quickly after that. Prediction number three, home sale prices. And here again, Realtor.com and Redfin kind of go in different directions on this. Realtor.com is predicting that home sale prices will actually increase by about 5.4%, while Redfin is estimating home prices will decrease about 4%. And the reason they go in different directions is basically related to supply and demand. The number of homes being put on the market has definitely decreased, and if this continues, even with higher interest rates, The demand for homes will exceed the supply for homes. And if that's the case, you're still going to see some price increases. Now, here in the Bay Area, once again, it depends on where you are. If you're in those most desirable areas, you are going to still see some price increases. But I think if you are in some of the more outlying areas in the Bay Area, you are going to see some softening in the market. The fourth market prediction, housing inventory levels. How many homes will there be for sale? Now, once again, Realtor.com and Redfin kind of take divergent paths on this. Realtor.com believes that housing market inventory will actually increase significantly, maybe by as much as 20 to 25%. Redfin, on the other hand, seems to believe that market inventories will decline by maybe 5 to 10%. Now, how did two companies that have a ton of housing market data come to such different conclusions about what the inventory levels are going to be this year? Well, it seems to depend on what the assumptions are they made. Now, it seems that Realtor.com assumed that, hey, people have to sell their homes and live their lives no matter what the market is. And when those homes start to come on the market, they're going to be on the market for a longer period of time, thus increasing the inventory level. In other words, often people can't put off selling their homes forever. They have to do it no matter what the market is doing. Now, Redfin seems to be operating under the assumption that a lot of people who may have refinanced in recent years will just wait out the market until conditions start to improve. So once their home starts to become worth more, they're going to be more willing to sell it. But they have to be cautious because once the value of their home starts to go up, the value of other properties they might be interested in moving to are going to go up. So it's a delicate game they're playing. Now, in my view, I think both parties, both Redfin and Realtor.com, are making somewhat correct assumptions. You always have people who may want to move but don't need to move, and they may hold out for a while. However, there are always a large segment of people who have to sell their property because they're going through a life transition. And life transitions tend not to care about what's going on in the real estate market. So, for example, if you're going through a divorce or you've inherited a property or you're retiring and your retirement plans are based on transitioning from one type of housing to another type of housing, well, maybe you can wait for 3 months or 6 months, but you're probably not going to be able to wait for a year or two until the market is where you want it to be. So those people will have to transition and make the best decision they can at that time. So what should you be taking out of these predictions? Well, probably the number one thing is you can't guess the market and no one has a crystal ball. Realtor.com and Redfin have a ton of housing market data, and they came to two completely different sets of conclusions about things, right? So all you can do really is make the best decision for what you and your family needs, and from that point, try to make the smartest plan from there for your housing needs. Now, if you want more information about some strategies you can take to pay off your mortgage in a more effective way, check out this video I did before. If you have any questions about anything I covered in this video, you know what to do. Drop me a text, give me a call, send me an email, because when it comes to helping you transition anywhere in the San Francisco East Bay, I got your back. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows to show it to other people with interests similar to yourself. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know each and every time I drop a new video, and I'll catch you in the next video.